All right, we are back with the 2022 Cadillac CT5-V Blackwing. After finishing my first track outing in the car, I'm in the midst of doing the track alignment. I'm guessing for folks that are used to working on Camaros, Gen 5, Gen 6 Camaros, probably going to look very similar. For me, I'm used to Corvettes, so it's been a little bit of a learning curve, but since I got the wheels off, I figure we'll take a little bit more of a look at the front suspension, cover a couple things real quick, then also take a look at the rear suspension when I get back there to do the alignment, and I've also got to bleed the brakes. So as you can see, I've got the the GM provided carbon ceramic brake protectors on the wheel over here. It's just a straightforward strut type arrangement. Again, someone's commented before, it looks very much like a Camaro. If you're going to set the alignment, you've got these two bolts here. So you've got one here, and let's see, I'll come around the other side. And there's the nut on the back of the other one. Basically, you just need to loosen those, and then I didn't realize this at first, but they're splined. If you look at them, they look just like axle wheel studs. So you have to basically loosen the nut and then beat them out with a hammer. I got a couple of different like ball joint separators and wheel stud tools, and frankly none of them fit, so I ended up with the good old hammer to beat them out. But once they're out, you'll see you can just basically push the whole assembly in and out. You can see it moving right there on the strut. And what I found after I did the first side is recommended track alignment is 2.5 degrees. Pretty much if you slam it all the way in, bolt it back up, it's 2.5 degrees. So that makes it nice and convenient. There's no real guessing. Technically you can screw a bolt in there to basically fine tune the alignment. But I'm just gonna go for all the camber I can get and see how that works out in the front, and then reset the toe. So if there's any other interesting bits to look at while we're in here, again, you can see the electrical connectors for the MR shocks. You can see the connectors for the sway bars, I guess. Yep, that's right there. But other than that, it's very straightforward. So we'll go ahead and move over to the rear when I get there, and I'll just go ahead and stitch these together and post it as one big video. Hope this is helpful, and have a great day. All right, just real quick, a couple things I forgot to mention a minute ago. First of all, if you're going to do this yourself, the torque specs on these bolts here, service manual says it's 111 pound-feet plus 80 to 95 degrees on the second pass. I'm going to be honest with you, I didn't get anywhere near, I stopped at 200 foot-pounds, and it still was only like 50 degrees, so I would just put them good and tight. Is probably going to be good enough, but that is what the service manual says. The other thing real quick is, jacking the car up, my kind of center lifts aren't wide enough to actually reach the parts on the side of the car. So this was actually called out in the service manual. So I'm literally lifting from the center of the basically cradle there, or the kind of crossbar. So I'll try to get another shot of that when I have it up in the air and I'm working on the rear. Hope that helps. See ya. All right, so as it turns out, I didn't have to pull the wheels off the back to adjust the rear alignment. It's actually just got the eccentrics on it, kind of like the Corvette does. But I had to pull the wheels anyways because I'm getting ready to flush the brake fluid. So let's give us an opportunity to look at the suspension in the rear of the CT5-V Blackwing. And again, as other folks have commented, very Camaro-like. If you're going to adjust it, if you see this adjuster back here, this is for the camber. Make sure you can actually see it. That's for the camber. And then, there we go, finally a good view. Then one below it, that's for the toe. I got pretty lucky on this car. I already covered the front where I just had to slam it all the way in to get the 2.5 degrees of negative camber. Interestingly enough, the toe, I measured it in millimeters. All four wheels had over 5 mils of toe in. So on the fronts, when I slammed the camber in, measured the toe again, the toe was right about 2 mils of toe in, so I just basically left it. The service manual calls for, or the owner's manual calls for 0.1 degrees. It's probably a little less than that. It's probably like 1 mil total toe. But given what was there stock, I just left it at that. And then in the rear, the left rear was actually already at negative 1.4 degrees of camber. So I just took a little toe out. Again, took it down to 2 mils of toe in. And then this right rear here, I did have to put some more camber in it. So I adjusted that and then adjusted the toe to suit. The only other thing I'll point out is I'm gonna turn sideways. My bridge jacks will not reach the proper mounting points. So I'm lifting it by the suspension pickup points in the rear. Hopefully this is okay. I don't really have much of a choice. You can see that the plastic deflector is actually kind of being pressed on a little bit. So, all right, that's it. Next step is going to be to bleed the brakes. Should be pretty straightforward. I've already disconnected the battery. Time to put the pressure bleeder on and get to work.